On this episode of Bondi Vet, a life or death battle. This policeman's pet is the victim of a callous act.
If it gets too far, they can actually go into seizures. When that happens, it's very bad news.
Chris picks up a cute new housemate.
What we're seeing right now is a very positive step in the right direction, but it's a very long road to recovery.
And serious surgery for a four-legged golf fanatic.
Now, I'm not going to lie, what I'm proposing here is a big operation. It's going to hurt.
You make my world a better place.
I love Bondi. The sun, surf, bright lights, the late nights, girls. I wouldn't live anywhere else. Growing up, we had pet chickens, dogs, cats, pet cow, even a pet penguin. How was I not going to become a vet? I love being a vet in Bondi. You just never know what you're going to get. Some are shy, some are showy, but they're all characters. Hey Barry, how you going? All right.
Chris takes an emergency call.
Whereabouts? Okay, I'm about 5 minutes away.
He's needed at the beach immediately.
Excuse me, you wouldn't have happened to spot a penguin on your walk around the rocks, would you?
I might find it.
Yeah, well, that's what we're afraid of.
A sick penguin has been washed up on the rocks. Barry from the rescue group Wires needs to find it before urban predators pounce.
There he is.
This little fella is very weak and fighting to survive.
Let's give a bit of a check over him and just see if we can work out what's going on now.
Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly. Nearby, Billy the Jack Russell is madly chasing his golf ball, despite a painful limp. His owner, Adam, is worried.
Yeah, he's got a problem. Well, he was playing in the park with the dog and got bowled over and had a limp after that, and the limp just hasn't improved.
Is that leg still sore?
Now it's time to go to the vet and do what I've got to do.
Just feeling around his sternum there, along his keel bone. Now, penguins have a pretty good covering of fat, but that sternum there is quite prominent.
The malnourished fairy penguin has been found just in time.
And aside from the stress that we're obviously putting him under just by looking at him, his system is under a bit of strain. I think the most likely thing that's happening at the moment is he's going through the process of molting. To do that, he requires a lot of energy, and if he hasn't put enough energy into his bank, which is his fat reserves, then he can't draw enough out during those periods to sustain. If he's lacking energy, he's going to come ashore and he just can't feed. And if he does that, he's in big trouble.
Chris is now taking the penguin back to the clinic for further treatment.
Billy boy. All right, so I've been limping.
Adam has been waiting for Chris to examine Billy's back leg. The worried owner explains his little mate's golf ball fetish.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, he could chase it for an hour or more.
Yeah.
Doesn't always bring it back.
I wouldn't mind getting him in the corridor out there and see him actually chase this ball. I want to see how that leg performs. Then I want to see if he actually lives as a result of that, because the thrill of the chase often overrides any pain. He loves it, doesn't he?
It really does.
If he's still limping through that, then it's a pretty serious injury sort of there.
Right.
X-rays quickly reveal how much trouble Billy's in. His hip joint has disintegrated.
I know he's young. I know he's managing okay, but what I'm recommending is something fairly drastic.
Surgery?
Yep. So what we need to do is actually go in there and remove this area, remove this bone.
And what happens there? There's nothing there.
He can actually function without a hip joint. Believe it or not. He'll still walk on 4 legs. He'll actually walk better than he is now. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, what I'm proposing here is it's a decent operation, it's a big operation. It's going to hurt, but unfortunately, we don't really have another option.
Has to be done, has to be done. I can't leave him in pain like this. It's hard to sort of describe. Maybe in some ways I've got a bit more admiration or respect for him of just being able to get through all this without really showing any discomfort or problems, not wanting to be a burden on me. That's pretty amazing.
It's a young dog with what looks like being a bright future ahead of it, if we can get this operation done and if this operation is successful.
Yeah, okay. I left this morning on my way to work at about 6:30 and got home tonight at about 7:30. And normally she's at the back door chomping at the bit to get inside, and found it a bit odd that she wasn't there. So I went around the back and I found her doing this.
I couldn't believe you'd actually need that myself.
Oh yeah.
Zena's owner is out of town, but his flatmate Gareth has rushed in with the trembling Rottie.
She really is displaying the classical signs of a snail-bait poisoning, and you do have to act pretty quickly on these guys because they didn't see their system just goes into overload. Come on, you just keep going there. You're being very good. If it gets too far, they can actually go into seizures. When that happens, it's very bad news. You've had some problems with neighbours, you suspect, before?
Yeah. And it's generally when she stepped outside and she might bark a bit, and I think they're a bit pissed and they try a bit. I'm assuming last time that she was poisoned.
A phone hook up to the owner confirms the suspicion of poisoning.
To me, it looks as though she's actually had something like a snail bait.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do right now is give her an injection of something called atropine, which is going to hopefully reverse a lot of those effects. That's all right with you? Yeah, all right, no worries, mate. This one's a pleasant injection. The next one's won't be so pleasant. I'm going to give it slowly.
He administers atropine, an antidote.
The next thing I'm going to do is actually make her vomit. I want to get that stuff out of her stomach so she stops absorbing it, but I'm just trying to prevent her going into a seizure right now. This is what looks quite bizarre, but essentially it's a tablet that we're going to inject. Once this kicks in, she'll want to vomit. Now, Should be enough. Try and get this off. This is going to be a really tough moment for her because she's already feeling incredibly bad. Go. Here we go. Go. Yeah, it does seem good. You're in charge of that. Oh, great. Lucky you. Can you pass that tape as well?
Zena's vomit is green. Chris now realises she swallowed snail bait containing a deadly poison called metaldehyde. There's no antidote for that.
It's a little bit funny that the guy who owns the dog is a cop, and so is a housemate, and so are all these guys here.
Is this dog being poisoned? The person that poisoned it doesn't know what he's necessarily doing.
Trouble.
The intravenous route just doesn't seem to be responding to that, and it's probably a result of the poisoning itself. What I'm actually going to do here looks a little bit strange, but it works. There's a great blood supply to the eye, and that gets absorbed pretty quickly. It's a bit of an irritant though, so she won't like this.
Paul, Zena's owner, is now racing back to Bondi to be by her side.
Once you get to know her, she's the most beautiful, friendly, lovely natured dog. She's an absolute, she thinks she's human. She's a baby.
Yeah, Paul? Hey, mate. What I'm proposing is that we take her over to the emergency centre for the simple fact she's going to probably need to be anaesthetised and also monitored throughout the night. And she also needs something called a gastric lavage.
Zena needs her stomach pumped urgently to purge the toxin from her system.
I'm assuming she's actually been given a fair-sized bait there. So just blend. At the moment, it's touch and go.
The seriously ill Rottweiler now needs to be transferred to the clinic's emergency referral hospital, SASH.
Yeah, we'll do that in here. She's warm enough. That's all right.
Zena is in a critical condition.
How you going? Got Zena. Just to fill you in, she came in about an hour and a half ago, and she was trembling and basically in a fair bit of distress.
So just putting both tubes in. We're trying to fill up the stomach with warm water and then basically empty it out. So trying to physically remove all of the toxin from her stomach.
The thing I'm most mindful of at the moment is the potential for brain damage. We saw Zena's temperature shoot through the roof to above 40 degrees. Now, if it goes over 41 or, heaven forbid, 42, then there's a very real risk of brain damage.
The gastric tube has been removed, and now the vets can only wait and hope.
What we're looking for over the next few hours is basically a reduction in the amount of tremoring she has. We want her whole nervous system to calm down.
The devastated owner finally arrives.
Just so you know, we're going to do everything we can.
Paul is a Sydney policeman, and he's certain this has been an act of pure malice.
If they've got a beef with me, they've got a beef with something. But to kill a dog, to try to kill a dog, which they would have done if we weren't home. I don't know why. I've got to be honest about it.
So the next few hours pretty much decide Zena's future. If she can metabolise the toxin that's in the system, keep that temperature down, and begin to show some significant signs of improvement, then the future looks good. If not, if she continues to tremor, if she goes into seizure, then that's bad news, very bad news. Okay, now, certainly not losing that ability.
Next morning, Chris checks on the malnourished fairy penguin.
So did you hydrate it?
He's a little bit, it's a bit indignant really, the whole crop needle, but it's the only way to do it.
There you go, sweetheart.
Paddy the penguin is weak, but he's putting up a fight.
He's feisty.
Chris is analysing a sample of Paddy's poo to find out just how much trouble this guy's in.
Oh, hang on. We've got worms here. Jeez, there's so many. The simple fact is he's not eating at the moment. He's under stress, and all these parasites in his gut are trying to eke out an existence as well and trying to suck out as much nutrition as they can. It's quite a chance that he'd come out second best. It's 1.07 kilos. The zoo is coming to pick him up tomorrow, but in the meantime, we need to find a nice little spot to get his strength back. We're absolutely chockers out the back. There's so many dogs and cats out there that are just going to add to his stress. So I've organised some alternative accommodation. Do you mind if I have someone to stay tonight?
No, that's fine.
You sure?
No, mate, you don't, I don't know if you're taking a piss here, but of course you don't. You don't have to ask me. It's only
Chris has decided Paddy the sick penguin can crash at his place for the night, but checks first with his somewhat confused housemate.
No, not at all.
It's a bird, so...
That's fine.
Boys, just another day at the office.
What have you got, mate? Penguin, mate.
A little penguin for you.
What sort of penguin is he? Little fairy penguin. So, Brownie, when was the last time you brought a bird home?
That's unnecessary.
Let's hope he's far less complicated than the rest of them, mate.
Pilchards are on the menu, but Chris needs something to help force feed Paddy.
I'll be back in a second. Hello, how you going?
I've lived here for 10 years now, and there's always some strange animal here. A homeless dog or a needy cat or something like that.
Can I just grab some chopsticks, just a wooden disposal one?
But the penguin is about as strange as it's got recently.
Got him. And yeah, I thought it was just a little bit strange, but never mind. We'll see if it tastes it. That's my finger is going.
Paddy's not showing a lot of gratitude for his free dinner, but Chris persists.
I mean, it looks very messy, and it is always going to be a struggle, but right now he doesn't really realise that he's got to eat. Come on, down that's it. You've almost got to make the decision for them.
The plan now for Paddy is some much-needed rest.
Well, mate, well, good night. There you go.
How are you, Lisa?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
You must
Better?
be happy.
A lot better.
Yeah, come see her. You'll be over the moon.
At the emergency hospital, Zena has made it through the night.
Oh, yeah, look at you wagging your
How's
tail.
going? So she'll still be quite groggy today and even probably into tomorrow. Just
It's been a close call. Zena could have suffered severe brain damage, but remarkably, she's okay.
She looks so normal now. Yeah. To see Lorraine last night broke my heart, and but to see her again today, complete turnaround. I can't describe it, ecstatic, relieved. Don't feel camera shy now. I always want to be the
Stage
centre of
fright.
attention.
Have I got a surprise for you? Yeah? You like the sound of that? These little flickers are powerful, and even when I'm holding him there, they flick against me, and you feel them. It's like he's trying to slap me. How's that? I like it, isn't it? He's rested up now. I'm pretty keen to see how he performs in water. Also, there's a chance he might actually feed a bit more comfortably in water as well. Never seen a beach like this before, have you? Immediately, he seems more at home. You put him in here, his eyes brighten up, he wiggles those little flickers like he does, he has a shake, bit of a preen. Thanks. Nice. What we're seeing right now is a very positive step in the right direction, but it's a very long road to recovery. It's not long, okay? Hey, Barry?
Barry from Wires is ready to escort Paddy to the zoo. Hopefully, after a few weeks of rehabilitation, Paddy will be able to rejoin his mates out in Sydney Harbour.
Hi, Paddy. Been fun, mate. It's been real.
Thank you.
No worries. All the best. See you, mate.
You're a big operation today, aren't you?
Billy, the 7-month-old Jack Russell, is about to have major leg surgery.
I didn't sleep very well last night, and I don't think Billy did either. And he's getting very affectionate at the moment. I think he now senses there's something about to happen as well. It's not easy. It'll be okay.
So we've made our cut. We're now working our way down through the muscle layers. The hip joint is covered in a decent layer of muscle. We're now going between those, pushing them aside until we can actually expose the hip joint. We're going to go in there, get the top of the femur, and basically lop it off. I guess the next step's the money step, because we position our chisel, essentially it's a chisel, in there, now get the hammer, and then bang down, and it takes that head of the femur on one side and then leaves the rest of the femur remaining on the other side. So this is the bit that, I guess, fixes the problem. Not sure this is the bit that Adam will particularly enjoy watching. It's effective. There we go. So this is the ball of his femur. Now, that should have cartilage covering that the whole way around. It should be nice and smooth and really sliding that hip joint. You can see it's just been eaten away by this problem that he's had. So he's really better off not having that in his body at all.
That bone was just days away from collapsing. Billy has just been saved a lot of pain and permanent disability. Back at home, Zena is showing no signs of her snail bait ordeal.
I'm ecstatic that she's here now, and it looks like we'll be moving out soon. I just can't take the risk that something like this is going to happen again. But I'm so happy that she's here now.
How's our boy? Hey, Billy boy. How you going, matey? You're looking good. Looking real good.
Next morning, Billy has made a great recovery from his major hip surgery.
He's much more cheerful this morning.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect he's going to try and use that leg too much today anyway. It's very early days.
Absolutely.
Gee, the mouth's okay, though. Yeah, I guess we're around 18 hours since the operation, and from being a sooky thing yesterday, he's now a sooky thing today. But he's going really well. He's putting a little bit of weight on that leg, which is probably above and beyond where we thought he'd be. Going okay? Get home pretty soon. Not long.
Oh, boy. Oh, look at you.
Really looking forward to getting home. Have a special treat for him, I think. Hey, what do you think? Hey, go home? Sleep in your own bed tonight too, hey?
It's been a good holiday for you, hasn't it? You've really regenerated. Look at that. New clothes too.
After 2 weeks at the Taronga Zoo Health Farm, Paddy's ready to be set free, and he's got a new mate for company.
Yeah, they've been getting on very well. They've become good friends in wildlife.
You go there and make some more friends, all right? See you, Paddy.
Somewhere out there in Sydney Harbour, family members are waiting, and these two are impatient to start their journey.
It's just so good to see him go and go so well.
Next time on Bondi Vet, a shocking case for Chris when a cat is dumped in the Bondi surf and left to die. A depressed parrot in a bizarre love triangle.
Look at the feathers go up. That's not a good look, Harry.
And Lisa's painstaking search to find a tiny killer. On this episode of Bondi Vet, A life or death battle. This policeman's pet is the victim of a callous act.
If it gets too far, they can actually go into seizures. And when that happens, it's very bad news.
Chris picks up a cute new housemate
What we're seeing right now is a very positive step in the right direction, but it's a very long road to recovery.
and serious surgery for a four-legged golf fanatic.
Now, I'm not going to lie, what I'm proposing here is it's a big operation. It's going to hurt.
You make my world a better place.
I love Bondi. The sun, the surf, bright lights, the late nights, girls. I wouldn't live anywhere else. Growing up, we had pet chickens, dogs, cats, pet cow, even a pet penguin. How was I not going to become a vet? I love being a vet in Bondi. You just never know what you're going to get. Some are shy, some are showy, but they're all characters. Hey Barry, how you going? All right.
Chris takes an emergency call.
Whereabouts? Okay, I'm about 5 minutes away.
He's needed at the beach immediately.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have happened to spot a penguin on your walk around the rocks, would you?
I might find it.
Yeah, well, that's what we're afraid of.
A sick penguin has been washed up on the rocks. Barry, from the rescue group Wires, needs to find it before urban predators pounce.
There he is.
This little fella is very weak and fighting to survive.
Let's do a bit of a check over him and just see if we can work out what's going on now.
Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly.
Nearby, Billy the Jack Russell is madly chasing his golf ball, despite a painful limp. His owner, Adam, is worried.
He's got a problem. Well, he was playing in the park with a dog and got bowled over and had a limp after that, and the limp just hasn't improved. Is that leg still sore? Now it's time to go to the vet and do what I've got to do.
Just feeling around his sternum there, along his keel bone. Now, penguins have a pretty good covering of fat, but that sternum there is quite prominent.
The malnourished fairy penguin has been found just in time.
And aside from the stress that we're obviously putting him under just by looking at him, his system is under a bit of strain. I think the most likely thing that's happening at the moment is he's going through the process of molting. To do that, he requires a lot of energy, and if he hasn't put enough energy into his bank, which is his fat reserves, then he can't draw enough out during these periods to sustain. And if he's lacking energy, he's going to come ashore and he just can't feed. And if he does that, he's in big trouble.
Chris is now taking the penguin back to the clinic for further treatment.
Billy boy. All right, so he's been limping.
Adam has been waiting for Chris to examine Billy's back leg. The worried owner explains his little mate's golf ball fetish.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, he could chase it for an hour or more.
Yeah?
Doesn't always bring it back.
I wouldn't mind getting in the corridor out there and see him actually chase this ball. I want to see how that leg performs. Then I want to see if he actually limps as a result of that, because the thrill of the chase often overrides any pain. Love it.
He really does.
If he's still limping through that, then it's a pretty serious injury he's got there.
Right.
X-rays quickly reveal how much trouble Billy's in. His hip joint has disintegrated.
I know he's young. I know he's managing okay, but what I'm recommending is something fairly drastic.
Surgery.
Yeah. So what we need to do is actually go in there and remove this area, remove this bone.
And what happens there? There's nothing there.
He can actually function without a hip joint. Believe it or not. He'll still walk on 4 legs. He'll actually walk better than he is now. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, what I'm proposing here is it's a decent operation. It's a big operation. It's going to hurt. But unfortunately, we don't really have another option.
Has to be done, has to be done. I can't leave him in pain like this. It's hard to sort of describe. I mean, maybe in some ways I've got a bit more admiration or respect for him of just being able to get through all this without really showing any discomfort or problems, not wanting to be a burden on me. That's pretty amazing.
It's a young dog with what looks like being a bright future ahead of it, if we can get this operation done and if this operation is successful.
Yeah, okay. I left this morning on my way to work at about 6:30 and got home tonight at about 7:30. And normally she's at the back door chomping at the bit to get inside, and I found it a bit odd that she wasn't there. So I went around the back and I found her doing this.
I couldn't believe you actually need that muscle.
Oh yeah.
Zena's owner is out of town, but his flatmate Gareth has rushed in with the trembling Rottie.
She really is displaying the classical signs of a snail bait poisoning, and you do have to act pretty quickly on these guys because you can see the system just goes into overload. Come on, you just keep calm there. Very good. If it gets too far, they can actually go into seizures. When that happens, it's very bad news. You've had some problems with neighbours, you suspect, before?
Yeah. And generally when she's kept outside and she might bark a bit, and I think they'll get pissed and they try because I'm assuming last time that she was poisoned.
A phone hook up to the owner confirms the suspicion of poisoning.
To me, it looks as though she's actually had something like a snail bait.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do right now is give her an injection of something called atropine, which is going to hopefully reverse a lot of those effects. That's all right with you? Yeah, all right, no worries, mate. This one's a pleasant injection. The next one's won't be so pleasant. I'm going to give this slowly.
He administers atropine, an antidote.
The next thing I'm going to do is actually make her vomit. I want to get that stuff out of her stomach so she stops absorbing it, but I'm just trying to prevent her going into a seizure right now. This is what looks quite bizarre, but essentially it's a tablet that we're going to inject. Once this kicks in, she'll want to vomit. Now, Should be enough. Can we get this off? This is going to be a really tough moment for her because she's already feeling incredibly bad. Come on, girl. Here we go. Come on, girl. Yeah, it does seem good. You're in charge of that. Oh, great. Lucky you. Can you pass that tape as well?
Zena's vomit is green. Chris now realises she swallowed snail bait containing a deadly poison called metaldehyde. There's no antidote for that.
It's a little bit funny that the guy who owns the dog is a cop, and so is a housemate, and so are all these guys here.
Is this dog being poisoned? The person that poisoned it doesn't know what he's messing with, does he?
Trouble.
The intravenous route just doesn't seem to be responding to that, and it's probably a result of the poisoning itself. What I'm actually going to do here looks a little bit strange, but it works. There's a great blood supply to the eye, and that gets absorbed pretty quickly. It's a bit of an irritant though, so she won't like this.
Paul, Zena's owner, is now racing back to Bondi to be by her side.
Once you get to know her, she's the most beautiful, friendly, lovely natured dog. She's an absolute, she thinks she's human. She's a baby.
Yeah, Paul?
Yeah, mate.
Hey, mate. What I'm proposing is that we take her over to the emergency centre for the simple fact she's going to probably need to be anaesthetised and also monitored throughout the night. And she also needs something called a gastric lavage.
Zena needs her stomach pumped urgently to purge the toxin from her system.
I'm assuming she's actually been given a fair-sized bait there. So just put it. At the moment, it's touch and go.
The seriously ill Rottweiler now needs to be transferred to the clinic's emergency referral hospital, SASH.
Yeah, we'll do that in here. She's warm enough, but it's all right.
Zena is in a critical condition.
How you going? I've got Zena. Just to fill you in with. She came in about an hour and a half ago, and she was traumaing and basically in a fair bit of distress.
So just putting both tubes in. We're trying to fill up the stomach with warm water and then basically empty it out. So trying to physically remove all of the toxin from her stomach.
The thing I'm most mindful of at the moment is the potential for brain damage. We saw Zena's temperature shoot through the roof to above 40 degrees. Now, if it goes over 41 or, heaven forbid, 42, then there's a very real risk of brain damage.
The gastric tube has been removed, and now the vets can only wait and hope.
What we're looking for over the next few hours is basically a reduction in the amount of tremoring she has. We want her whole nervous system to calm down.
The devastated owner finally arrives.
Just saying that we can go doing it if we can.